Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome to the Sons of the Forest, where today we're going to be going through and I'm going to show you guys one of probably the most important locations to start your game off with. Now, in this location, you're going to be getting yourself ammo for a very powerful early game weapon, a way to carry water with you, and a very important key item for keeping yourself safe. But the first thing you're going to need to do is once you land, I have just landed here, and you can see Kevin, or Kelvin, but I call him Kevin, over here having a wonderful fit. Here you go, buddy. How you doing? But the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go into your inventory and open up your bag here that you have. Alright, upon opening up your bag, you have this little emergency pack that's right here. Go ahead and press open on that, and then open it up right here. What this is going to do is it's going to give you access to your axe, your lighter, and it's also going to give you access to your GPS. Now, your GPS is going to be very important. You press M in order to open up your GPS, and what you want to do is there actually is a location that is on the GPS that is right north of where the airplane, of where it crashed. So if you go and you look, you go around, you find the lakes that are leading upon a river and a path, right? What you're going to do is you're going to look to the closest blinking green dot, okay? That is where you want to go. When you're heading towards the water, you know you're going in the right direction. Right over here is actually going to be a cave. So let's run over here really fast. Now, it's definitely not a long walk over here to this location. It's probably going to take you around a minute and a half if you run straight there, even if you sprint the whole time, or you're not sprinting. This is pretty much, you're going to get there really, really fast. And what you're going to come across here is you're actually going to come across this cave that's right here. You'll know you're in the right spot because there will be a golf cart that's over here, or like an off-road vehicle of sort that's going to be completely worn down. Okay, what you'll do is you will go inside of this cave. Okay, now it's going to be very dark when you come inside of this cave. A good way to handle that is by pressing L in order to pull out your lighter or light, depending on what you currently have equipped. There you go. And you can use this to make your way back through the cave. Now, this looks really spooky and like you're going to end up somewhere really dangerous, but honestly, it just leads you into this little cavern. And when you run down right over here, you're actually going to end up in this room. Now, the most important thing in this room is this box that's right here, okay? That box is a 3D printer. That 3D printer is going to save your life. I swear it will, and I'm going to explain to you why. But before we do all of that, go through and just start grabbing everything that you can. You learn more basics of construction. We're going to come over here and we're going to grab all of these arrows, because let me tell you about how important all of those arrows actually are. Then, don't forget the other bottle of printer resin that's right over there, and just do a double check around the room to make sure you're not forgetting anything else, like these spools of wire, more printer resin, and some tape that's over here, and some batteries, and a couple of other miscellaneous items. Now, let's talk 3D printer and why this 3D printer is so vitally important. First things first is arrows, okay? Arrows for a bow is actually a huge advantage right away in the beginning of the game. The other enemies in the game will not be attacking you with anything other than their hands or handmade weapons in the beginning of the game. So, having the advantage of having a ranged weapon right away in the beginning is super helpful. If you go into your inventory and say you want to make yourself a quick crude bow, you are going to need some rope, which there is rope that you can actually gather up if you go through all those boxes right by your crash site. And you're going to need some sticks and stuff like that. You put them all together and you're able to make yourself a very crude bow, which is great. This over here will allow you to print out additional arrows. All you do is just press accept on it and it will go through and it'll actually print you out a bunch of arrows for you to use as actual weaponry in the game. So yeah, there you go. It prints you out 5 arrows. Now, on average, it takes a few arrows. Normally it's like 2 or 3 arrows to down somebody and then 1 more arrow in order to actually kill them. But arrows are reusable, which is a huge advantage as well. So That is one purpose. The next purpose on why this 3D printer is so important is the flask that is on here. It may not seem like it, but having an ability in order to carry around fresh water with you, I have found in my beginning parts of playing this game that is super, super, super helpful. And it's actually not that expensive. It's only 100 milliliters of resin. Now, if you're wondering how much resin the printer has in it, it's right underneath it. Right now, you can see I have 806 milliliters. And inside of my inventory, if you look over here to the upper left-hand side, you can see you have even more printer resin that's up here. You have about 600 milliliters of it right up here for you. Actually, I think that's... yeah, just about, maybe that is 800 that you have up there, or 1,000. I'm not sure. But you have a bunch of printer resin up there that you can use as well for you to be able to print more items. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell this thing, print me out a flask. Like I said, the flask is great because you can go to any fresh water source, not moldering water or salt water, but fresh water source, and you can fill up this flask and it will give you 4 drinks of water, and every drink of water gives you around half of your water consumption refilled as long as you're playing in a normal game. All right, and then finally, guys, we're going to talk about an item that's in the game that seems a little different, and that is this mask. Okay, this mask is important because it keeps the cannibals from eating you. If you have only one cannibal after you and you're wearing this mask, it will generally ignore you. Now, when you start getting into more than one cannibal chasing after you, they tend to ignore the fact that you're wearing the mask and still attack you anyway. But it's helpful enough to keep this around for you to put on. And all you got to do in order to equip it is pick it up from the thing, go right over here and press equipped, and there you go. You have yourself the red Loki mask on. It's not actually a Loki mask, but there you go. This is what keeps you from being attacked by cannibals, is doing this right here. So anyway, that's that. But there is one extra bonus that comes with coming over to this room, and that is a safe place to save your game as well as a safe place in order to sleep. This is a big deal because it may seem really creepy down here, right? It may seem like something's going to come in here and get you, especially if you run down over this way, down over to this location over here, and you actually go out this little white door that's over here that technically is just a hole in the wall. But if you come out here, you would think that, you know, something happened because there's a crushed over place over there. There's a watch over here as well as some purses and stuff that have been left behind. So you would think that this is a bad place for us to actually nap. But really, it's super safe. I've slept here 2 or 3 times now, and I haven't had a problem at all with anything coming in here. And your buddy Kevin won't even follow you in here. So he's actually staying guard outside doing whatever the heck he does out there. But that's where he hangs out. So guys, that is this important room. There is grappling hooks in here as well. I don't really know everything that goes into grappling hooks yet, but as I figure out more in the game, you will have more tutorials on what you can use grappling hooks for, as well as tech mesh. I'm not really sure that, and a sled. The tech mesh, I think, is armor, if I remember correctly, and the sled is a sled for you to slide around places like you used to in the original Forest game for you that you used a turtle shell in order to do. But yeah, there you go. Here we go. We got the tech mesh that's coming out right now. We'll go ahead and grab that there, and you go right into your inventory here, and you can see it right over here. There it is. You got some tech mesh right there, and I can combine that. If I was to combine that with what looks to be some sort of chip, a battery, some tape, and some wire, I could make tech armor. But for right now, tech mesh is a little too expensive for you to sit there and worry about, especially when you can make things like leaf armor and bone armor in the start. And if you could start off with bone armor, you're really going to be yourself in a good place. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment down below. There's going to be even more forest tutorials coming out here very soon. The Sons of the Forest tutorials, I should say. But thank you guys all so much. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.